Hello, hello, hello. I'm using my laser. My laser. Well, it is November 24 in the Philippines. It is 10:30 in the evening. How are you? Are you doing fine? Are you okay? I actually vlogged about this bullet pendant. So just wait for it to come out. This is already decommissioned. This no longer contains gunpowder. Got this from Indonesia, from some friends in Indonesia. They sent it to me via courier. Really cool. No longer an ammunition because it does not contain gunpowder anymore. The question now is, do you believe in extraterrestrial life? Or do you believe in aliens, so to speak? By the way, I'm Jason Chancoco, your host for this channel, Hagbayon. I am an academician. I am also a businessman, writer, rock guitarist, martial arts enthusiast, blades enthusiast, outdoorsman, prepper, and survivalist in philosophy and in practice. So, do you believe in ETs or extraterrestrial life, or do you believe in aliens? We are asking these questions because earlier today there was a news. There was news right there on my news feed at Facebook about another super Earth. No, another super Earth that they found. That our planet hunters at NASA found. You see, I've been following this activity by NASA since 2010, since they started looking or using the Kepler Telescope in looking for habitable planets in the so-called Goldilocks zone. When you say Goldilocks, it is the zone where the distance, you know, between the planet and the home star of that planet is just right, just okay for life to actually sprout out of said planet. So I've been looking at this activity by NASA since 2009 or 2010. It's been more than a decade actually. So I think they found more and more and more planets that can actually support life as we know it. And today there was another news of another planet that they found. And according to the article from space.com, the planet is a little bit hotter, bigger, around twice bigger than the Earth, with stronger gravity, a little bit more dense, um, rocky. It's actually a rocky planet. Uh, it is 4 light years away from Earth and exact replica of Earth. So that's latest news on planet hunting by NASA via Kepler Telescope. So the question now is looking for another Earth or another planet like Earth worth our time and effort? Is it worth our time and effort? Kindly comment down below as to your reaction. I think yes, if you ask me, because it is a known scientific fact that our sun, our home sun, the dwarf sun that we have, will soon die. Our sun will die someday. Our haring araw will die someday. And before that happens, it will blow up, explode. It will enlarge, and it will engulf the planets in our solar system first. But before that happens, life on Earth would have ceased to exist. And therefore, life as we know it here on Earth could very well have, uh, mm, kumbaga, could very well have an expiration date. Could very well have an expiration date. So even then, however, even then, if I think we should support our efforts in planet hunting, we should still not destroy this one that we have. All right. Another question is, how would other life forms actually look like? There are so many theories on this matter as to how would life forms in other planets would look like. So if you have any inputs, kindly comment down below. One theory or one input that I know is that it could very well depend upon the environment. So this particular theory uh, sets into motion the belief that the the physical appearance, behavior, etc. of the life form would really depend upon the environment or the immediate environment of that life form inside planet. And that particular planet would even have, different or a kaleidoscope, sort of kaleidoscope world of various or manifold life forms as well. There's also another belief that, well, pertaining to intelligent life, uh, regardless of environment, the life form that will sprout out of that life supporting planet would be human like. Human like, because uh, according to some scientists, um, the reason for this is because there's a so-called averaging of sorts of tendencies, probabilities. So even if the universe is so vast and huge and still expanding and so big, all that, uh, if there would be an analogy to life as we know it here on Earth, it would be more likely, you know, similar, or as we said, an analogy of what we have here on Earth because of the so-called averaging of tendencies. So apparently, it would more likely that the entities or the life forms in other areas, other planets would actually be just like what we have it here on Earth. There's also another. There's so many inputs and ideas on this, but there's one that I find a little bit odd and uh, strange, but we'll talk about it anymore anyway. It is the belief that other life forms or alien life from other planets, uh, as depicted in popular media or popular culture, they are green, or they are green little men because they're actually from the plant kingdom, and that they have no soul. No, they have no soul. This particular belief is actually from Colonel Bernardo Seguera. Colonel Bernardo Seguera. And I read about Colonel Seguera in one of Jaime Licauco's books. So, for my readings of one of Jaime Licauco's books, I think it was his More Encounters of the Unknown book, uh, sequel to his uh, or second or next edition to his Encounters of the Unknown. According to that book, Colonel Segura was part of the or was with the Historical Activity Office of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and as per uh, UFO sightings, etc., he actually came up with a kind of a file or collection, compilation of the so-called UFO, Philippine UFO experience. That is so-called Sigera files, the Sigera files. And he has another book entitled The Pacifist. Pacif- Pacifist or Pacifist? I think it's Pacifist. So we have his Sigera files and his Pacifist books. And according to him, according to Colonel Sigera, there are two types, no, three, no, three types of UFOs, according to Colonel Sigera. One is or first is the local flights or the within Earth UFOs, and they are seen before midnight. First is the local flights or the within Earth UFOs seen before midnight. The second type is the so-called out of Earth UFOs, also seen before midnight, and that they are from Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, or Pluto. So this is according to Colonel Bernardo Siguera. Third is the so-called intergalactic flights, and they're usually seen from 12 midnight until 5 a.m. So we have now three types. The first, the local flights or within Earth flights seen before midnight. Second is the so-called out of Earth flights, but within solar system flights seen before midnight as well. They're from Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, Pluto, and we also have the intergalactic flights, which is intergalactic, so not just within the solar system. So they are seen 12 midnight to 5 a.m. These details are according to Bernardo Seguera, Colonel Bernardo Seguera, and as I read about it in one of Jaime Licauco's books. Also, according to Colonel Seguera, these aliens, these green little men, green plant-like aliens, need water to survive. Okay, they need water to survive, and Mount Banahaw, okay, Mount Banahaw to land or recharge, recharge. So that's one detail. As to the question as to aliens why are the aliens here, according to Colonel Seguera. So according to Colonel Seguera, the aliens are here because of A, number one, or A, spiritual purpose to help man return to God. Another purpose is hi there, Vanessa Vargas Vlogs. Hi there, Miss Vane. Another is the so-called self-actualization purpose, which is to make us realize why we are actually here. Third is the moderative purpose, which is to moderate the countries and prevent wars. Fourth is the regulative purpose, which is to balance off the powers here in the planet or here on Earth. so that it will prevent one power from becoming more. Vanessa Vargas vlogs, BGPO host, keep safe. Thank you. Same to you. There, regulative purpose. We have another purpose, which is salvation purpose. Because according to Colonel Segura, these aliens will facilitate a kind of uh, a mass lift off, wherein 10% of the world population will be will be part of the mass lift off. So only 10%. So there's a salvation purpose of said aliens. Now the question now is, what do you think of Colonel Segura's inputs? Well, for me, the plant kingdom angle is plausible, but a bit off and quite comedic. I find it a little bit funny, but I think, well, of course, if we keep an open mind, we can say that it's possible, but it's a little bit funny if you think about it. Another question. My question now is, where is he now? Where could he be now? If you are aware as to the whereabouts of Colonel Sigera, you may wanna comment down below. All right. Another uh, possible, appearance of alien life forms would actually depend upon their evolution. For example, if they're highly evolved in such a way that they can already achieve various forms because of said evolution, and they are of higher mind, and they use their minds as vehicle, and they can alter their vibrations and frequencies so that they can actually travel faster than speed of light. It's actually a finding before that there is a substance or particle in our atoms that is actually moving faster than light. So maybe uh, that particular particle could actually show us that we can actually move or travel faster than light, depending upon how we tap into our consciousness, into our inner mind, and how we alter and how we work on our frequencies and vibrations. Well, at the end of the day, this all just calls for an open mind. So keep an open mind as to these things. Because what we have here, what we know, our body of knowledge is just a finger pointing to the moon, so to speak. And let us not be the fool who chooses to look at the finger. All right. Before we go, let's do a shout out. Shout out to Bernard Quinones, Giovanni Buen, Tony Israel, and Ray Sibayan. And of course, Vanessa Vargas. All right. Jason here for the Hagbayon Channel. This channel is devoted to what? It's actually devoted to current events, literature, um, music, martial arts, blade sculpture. What else? The outdoors, and prepping and survivalism. So I'm signing off. Remember, the pen is mightier with a sword. Thanks for watching.